MLC podcast, this clip, along with the other two I just tweeted, are literally from a 5-minute stretch of your show today. I know you have loyal supporters, but they have to be getting sick of this, right? Oh, did Kevin...
What did he say?
Well, when Kevin... Oh, boy, it's a steel toe one now,
started with
too.
steel.
Oh, boy, he's all over. I did watch him for a little bit today when he went live.
You watched Kevin?
And, yeah, it was like you could hear dishes clanking in the background. It was really bad. But, yeah, he was bitching about the same people. Just kind of complaining about the same individuals.
I don't know how you do that every single day, because you'd have to think that bleeds into your personal life at some point when you're just thinking about the same people.
Right. Should we see what In Hot Water show clipped for us? Let's see. Let's take a look.
His fans are Cumia's fans are garbage, and they go after. They do
fans.
Personal attacks on people's wives and shit like that. They go after Bill Burr's wife. That's a classy group. You know they're classy if you go after Bill Burr's wife.
I bet you've done that.
Kevin, you employed Chad Zumock. Cut it with the fucking holier than thou shtick, all right, buddy?
Yeah.
Believe me, it ain't hitting, sweetheart.
What has Chad Zumock done? Oh, that's right. He has gone after people's wives left and right. I can list at least 4 of them.
Rape threats, Kevin.
Jesus.
I mean, my God. You fucking baby.
And he knows all about that.
Yeah,
He knows everything.
Don't be one of these guys who, like, starts getting his teeth kicked in by multiple people and then is going to go, oh, poor me. Oh, God. You know, I would have thought better from someone like Kevin. I really did, because I do have a weird place of respect for Kevin.
Yeah.
It dissipates a little each day. But I don't want him to be one of those little bitches who, like, start shit with people. This is what happens, like, when Jimmy Martinez was going to kick the shit out of him, when Gary Gulman beat the shit out of him and, you know, fucked him up. You know, it's always, oh, my God, I can't believe they did that to me. I can't believe. Kevin, you say nasty shit about people every single episode like a broken record every time, and then you employ a piece of shit like Chad Zumock, and you're going to sit there and go, people's fans are mean and they're bad and they go after people's wives. Let go of your pearls, you fucking washwoman. You old lady. Jesus Christ. I hate it when people do that. I hate it when people want to, you know, they want to get dirty and they want to talk shit about people. And, hey, I'm burning bridges, Kevin Brennan.
Jog my memory here. Where did Chad Zumock used to completely be a nobody, like, to any of us
time
at
out,
all?
hold on. Chad Zumock is still a nobody.
He's still a nobody, but there was a day that we didn't even know about him. What changed that? I don't remember.
I decided to make fun of him.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was, and
Exactly.
I just thought he was an idiot.
Much like Stuttering John, we stumbled upon you because something cringy was out in the ether somewhere. Right. And then
he kept responding to it, and it became more funny.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think MLC had anything to do with him until he started attacking Steel Toe all over the place.
Yeah, how about I get a fucking thank you from both Kevin and Chad?
Not only
for keeping your name out there.
Right.
But also, I put Chad back on the map. Not even back on the map. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. And we started at Carl. I think Carl and I both deserve a thank you. You too.
Yeah, me too, for all the fucking lashings I had to take.
And Johnny did a lot of funny stuff too. I think Carl and all of us deserve a little thank you from both of you. But you're not going to do that, are you, sport? All right, let's listen to this old washwoman with the great lighting and audio quality.
And like Bill Burr is like Cumia is winning and Bill Burr is losing. And then they're like, look, Bill Burr's doing Fenway Park and he's shitting on white women. It's like, he's at Fenway Park. You guys are at a shitty studio on 35th Street.
Wait a minute, Kevin, your whole thing is that you're jealous of your brother and your brother sucks. Your brother has Netflix specials and is a writer of one of the greatest sketch comedy shows of all time. So Kevin is such a chick. I don't know why people go like, oh, don't mess with Kevin Brennan. He's a fucking bitch. You can smack him around any way you want to. He's an old man who doesn't even understand the internet, and he talks into a fast food drive-through microphone.
No kidding.
I don't see Kevin Brennan as a tough guy or someone not to fuck with.
Got some nice art in the background, though. Doesn't he look good and professional?
He looks very nice. It must be a nice hotel he's in.
Yeah, a hotel.
Yeah. So, no, my thing with Kevin is he's such a hypocrite because he goes like, my brother Neil, he sucks. He's not good. But then, because he hates Cumia and Compound so much, he'll flip that whole argument on its head and go, well, Bill plays Fenway Park, so he's amazing. And Cumia sucks because he's in this little studio. Well, Kevin, aren't you the one who tells us that Neil's so terrible and you're so great? Neil's the writer of one of the greatest TV shows of all time. You're talking into a BK headset in front of a hotel painting.
And for as much as he bitched about taking the very generous $100 for a fucking guest spot on Cumia's show, like per week, like you still sat there and took it.
Kevin,
like you still wanted it.
Without Anthony Cumia and Bobby Kelly, nobody knows that you do a show.
Yeah. I would have never found MLC if it weren't for Compound.
So there is that. All right, let's take a look at the next clip that In Hot Water show posted.
I guess it's dinner time. Are people switching over to watch Gavin? Are they still there getting drunk and pontificating how smart they are? You know, the Grammys. Nobody watches the Grammys. Well, no one watches you two clowns either. Gavin's not on anything, right? He's been deplatformed from his own fucking house.
Just an old, bitter washwoman. I know, that face, it's just like, poor. You watch Kevin and you start shitting on him, and then you go, oh, you poor thing.
I can't even find words to say to that. It's just...
You know what it is?
Oh.
It's 62. It's fucking over. It's not taken off from here. It's all in the rearview mirror, and there's nothing left now than to either be at peace with it or just fill yourself with rage until the whole plane just crashes into the mountainside. And he's picked an approach on that one. And there it is. Just look at the anger and the hostility. First of all, another hypocrisy of Kevin Brennan. That should be a new segment, just pointing out Kevin Brennan hypocrisy. He just posted a graphic of the web traffic of censored.tv and Compound Media to show Compound, which has its own app. So you're not counting the web traffic from the app,
yeah,
but the website alone, like 180,000 people in November went to that website, and he's like,
great.
oh, look at how shitty it is. It's like, I did the breakdown.
Is that shitty?
That's 6,000 people a day.
Yeah, I don't think that's shitty, bud.
That's 6,000 people a day. So
that's awesome.
You know, I don't, and that's not counting the app. And then, but his point was, Censored.tv did more web traffic. Well, now you're saying nobody listens to Gavin and he's a nobody, but you just use Gavin as the point that Compound sucks. So which one is it, sweetie pie? Or is it just an old man full of rage who doesn't make any consistent points?
It's bumbling, it's word salads, and then basically every example of how shitty people are can all be found in the Chad Zumach that he employs.
Yeah, Kevin, no offense, buddy, sweetheart, but as long as you got Chad Zumach working for you, you're a fucking peg leg, no leg to stand on whatsoever. Let's go ahead and see. I heard Steel Toe in this one. So let's see what old Kevin has to say about us. Kevin, thinking about the Steel Toe.
Steel Toe was like, Brandon shits on anyone doing better than him. It's like, okay, is Cumia doing as good as he was 20 years ago or 10 years ago?
My point still stands. You shit on anyone doing better than you. Kevin,
yeah, what does that matter?
If you're going to come at me, sweetheart, you got to come at me with something that I'm wrong about. All right? It's not hard. Watch this. I mean, I know you're a fan of the show. I know you watch it. You can find a million things that I'm wrong about every day. But as far as like Steel Toe, so that bothers him. Steel Toe says Kevin just shits on anyone more successful than you. And by the way, Kevin, I don't say that about you. Everybody says that about you. Everyone says you shit on people more successful than you. You know why? You can't find many people less successful than you. Shit, we got to YouTube in May. We're about to pass you. We're more successful than you. So, I mean, Kevin's sitting there going, is Cumia as big as he was 20 years ago? No, because there's only there's two people in this world who are bigger than Cumia was 20 years ago. Howard Stern and Joe Rogan. That's it. There's only two people in the world bigger than Cumia was 20 years ago. So if you say, is Cumia bigger than he was 20 years ago? No, but he's bigger than you.
Right. Whether it's today or 20 years ago, he's still doing great. Fantastic. And Kevin, he doesn't employ assholes like Chad Zumach.
One of your best viewed videos. Here were your best viewed videos. It was all the Compound stuff before you took it down. And then almost next in line is the Eliza Jordana thing, which you got from me, and my appearance on your show. Those are the big viewership drivers. So... sorry, pal. Yeah, the insult stands. So he's saying, is Cumia as big as he was 20 years ago? No, but he's bigger than you, so my point stands. Let's see if he can return the volley a little more effectively in these next 30 seconds.
No. So he can shit on the Grammys and say they're a shell of what they used to be. So were you.
He's talking about Cumia.
So are you. And Harry Styles, or whatever his name, he does dress like a woman.
Kevin, let's talk about who's a woman. Who's in their house whispering so their wife doesn't hear them? I mean, Kevin, you can sit here and rant and rave about your brother, about Anthony, about Geno, about Chrissie, about Frank, and everything else that's a projection of your own bitterness. But Kevin, who's whispering so their wife doesn't hear while she's setting the table for Din?
God, Aaron, I wish you'd whisper more often so I didn't have to hear you.
It's my fucking house. I can yell as loud as I want on my show. Kevin Brennan. I don't like Cumia. Cumia's terrible. What's that? Sorry, Pookie. I'll keep it down. No, okay. Yeah, Neil sucks. Neil's horrible. He's not good. Cumia's not as good as he. What's that? Yeah, I'll come to dinner in just a minute. No, honey, I gotta finish my show. Honey, I don't want to come eat yet. I want to finish my show. All right. Well, guys, I gotta go. My wife says dinner's getting cold. I gotta be honest. She might hit me if I don't come in. So. Cumia sucks. I hate Geno. Chrissie's terrible. And I have a weird crush on Steel Toe. I'm not really sure how I feel about him yet. Sexually, I'm confused. I'll see you guys later with Chad.
But you hire women masquerading as men. Bill Schultz, those are your two boys, Bill Schultz and Geno Bisconte. They're ladies. They're ladies. Harry Styles is way more of a man than Bill Schultz.
Oh,
and
what
Geno
a
Bisconte.
reach. That is the biggest reach if I've ever heard it.
Not only that, Kev,
Wow.
You're 62. Let's not talk about pop culture, okay, buddy? Harry Styles. It's not that hard to learn. Scott Skiles, former point guard for the Orlando Magic. Harry Styles doesn't exist. There is a Harry Styles.
Keanu must be one hell of a lesbian then, if Geno's a fucking lady.
Now, Kevin.
What a win.
Let's assume everything you say about Geno Bisconte is correct. Let's say that everything you've ever said about Geno checks out. I've spoken to both of you. Geno is an infinitely more enjoyable person to be around than you. So you can say whatever you want about Geno. I've talked to you. I've talked to Geno. I've talked to Anthony. I've talked to Chrissie. I've talked to Frank. All right, I'll give him this. Frank's a bore. No, I'm just kind of joking.
What? Frank gets all the work done behind the scenes.
But I'll tell you this, Kevin. I've spoken to Bob. I've spoken to Anthony. I've spoken to Geno. I've spoken to you. I've spoken to all these people. You are by far the least enjoyable human being to speak with. So, again, let's not get out over our skis, sweetheart. I feel good about that when I'm writing it down.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's almost exhausting. I don't know how long he can keep up with that.
He can't. I mean,
it's got to burn out at some point.
He can't. I mean, Bob's staying there out of loyalty at this point. That can't be fun.
Someday he's got to get tired of it too.
Have you ever watched him with Shuli?
Yes.
Bob, aren't they having a great time?
Of course. We've been on the Uncle Rico show with those two together. They're always fun.
They're having an amazing... And Mike Morris is salt of the earth.
Is awesome.
Feels shitty. We're putting it in order on Friday and we're getting him a fucking hoodie. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's all Aaron's
You know what?
I asked about you, Mike.
Get Mike a hoodie, stickers, and a t-shirt. I feel bad.
I sent all of them stickers
a little
with
interest.
their hoodies.
And an apple. Give him you know what? Give him a thing of apples.
Why don't I just send him my ovary? My last one.
I thought you meant the original one.
Ooh.
Yeah, send him that one.
Boy, that thing's in an incinerator somewhere. It's dust.
It's too bad. I was going to have it for dinner. Let's go to people's thoughts on Kevin Brennan. I heard of Zumock before when Tripoli lit him on fire 4 years ago, says Don Lemonzades. At this point, I assume that's all Chad does is lose. Could be true. Citizen M says, I'm thoroughly on Kevin Brennan's sides. I used to like Carl Hebiger, but his compound media simping is too much for me. He and Anthony genuinely like each other. I mean, if two people become friends, that's okay. That happens.
I do have a question. How did Carl and Anthony become associated?
Carl, I think the Stuttering John stuff and the Opie stuff that Carl was doing on Who Are These Podcasts.
Okay.
Caldry said, well, that's kind of how we got in Anthony's radar was Opie stuff. Here's the thing about Anthony. He's just a really fucking nice guy.
It's almost too nice.
And when he likes your stuff, he tells you. Mm-hmm. He's really very fucking cool about that. People are like, oh, Aaron kisses Cumia's ass. Carl kisses Cumia's ass. It may look like we're kissing his ass, but Kevin, Chad, all you guys who seem to blow it with situations like this, it's not kissing ass. You know what it is? He's a genuinely enjoyable person who's really nice to you and pays you all kinds of compliments when he likes you. He's too nice, which it makes him very happy.
And in return, we're going to be nice to the person being nice to us.
Yes.
I don't know why that's ass kissing.
If someone I grew up listening to and who, clearly has influenced my broadcast style goes, holy shit, you made me laugh out loud. This line was funny. Yeah, I'm going to be really responsive to that.
That's going to be incredible.
The insecurity of a person to watch two people get along and go, no, that's what Chad and Kevin do. No!
It's always because they want to be in your shoes or they want to be in the other people's shoes that hold a spot that they want.
No!
And they can't have it.
They can't get along. No, he's just kissing his ass,
Oh, Geno gets too much time on Compound. Well, you were given that same opportunity and you blew it.
Right. You had a chance to be every day on Compound. They took a look at the work you were doing and they looked it over and said, you're not good enough. That's what it is with Kevin.
And I bet only then did Geno suck.
Right.
In his eyes.
Caldry says Porcelain did a hilarious documentary on Kevin a few years ago. That's where I first heard about him. He was a failure then, and he's doubled down, it seems, since. Yeah, have you I know you've listened to some Porcelain stuff.
I don't know about that one.
It's really good. It's very funny.
I've heard a couple in the car with you. I don't think that one.
Yeah, he's very funny. Like, honestly, here's how good Porcelain is. Porcelain is so good, there's only one of his works where I've went, this seems personal, and I think it missed. And I know that person personally, so maybe that clouds some of my, critique of the document. The Mersh one.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've heard that one.
So, that's an amazing hit rate.
Yeah.
When you've done dozens of documentaries and I go, there's only one where I wouldn't listen to it again.
That is great.
The rest of them are fucking awesome. You know what, though? It's not because I like Mersh, because I like Joe Rogan, and I thought his Rogan one was fucking hysterical.
That one was very interesting.
Rusty Grammer says the jealousy is just gushing out of his skull. Yeah, I think so. Scarface says, yes, I would like a Whopper with a medium fries and Coke. You know what? If you ever find yourself watching MLC, feel free to throw that out there in the chat. Yeah.
What do you?
I'd like a burger
headset?
with a medium fry and a Coke, please.
Got it.
Don Lemon's AIDS, yeah, just old man yells at cloud. And then E-Rock says old man yells at St. Cloud. I think that's about it.
Probably accurate.
Rouse Sauce says this has to be some type of work at this point. There's no way Kevin Brennan can be this bad. Hey, E-Rock has worked with him multiple times. He's in the chat. You guys ask him, is there a way that Kevin Brennan can possibly be that bad?
I think there's a chance.
Happy Plague Doctor says, my God, Aaron, I almost saw the cock go into your mouth just now. It went in there all the way. I mean, when I talk about Cumia, do I leave any of the cock hanging out of my mouth?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Get right up there.
Oh, thank God. I was worried that I left some out and I didn't savor the entire thing.
He cups the balls, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... Oh, my God. There. What is it? I almost saw the cock go into your mouth just now. Well, yeah, I hope you didn't have time to see it because I like to get that. April knows this.
Get
I like
it in quick.
Woo! It's so fast, man. It's just, woo! Just like that.
Lodge it deep in his throat.
E-Rock says, no, they're all going to laugh at you. Kevin basically said he didn't like Chad today, too. Well, then get rid of him. Fucking Fisher cut bait.